And what is the deal with trying to silence an angry energy CEO? You heard for yourself on this show the fury of one Robert Murray over a president he says is targeting his industry.
What he is doing is destroying the most reliable, lowest cost power grid that the world has ever seen. It's a human issue to me because my employees' lives are being destroyed.
And apparently a lot of you agree. Enough is enough. Harry in Tucson, Arizona. Obama sets a fine example, attacking the coal industry with phony claims about reducing air pollutants. The grand finale of this lame duck dynasty can't come soon enough. Scott via SBC Global. Maybe Mr. Murray should have shut his mouth years back and not made himself a target. Well, that in and of itself is scary, Scott. Harvey writes, that's what happens when you speak your mind. Washington destroys your company. This is a national tragedy. Indeed it is, Harvey. Elizabeth via AOL. This guy has every right to feel paranoid. It's pretty clear he is being singled out. Calivan writes, if only Mr. Murray had a solar energy division, the president might very well have left him alone. Scary thought, but I suspect you're right. George, you're right, Cavuto. Coal could be the cleanest fuel source on the planet, and this president would find a way to kill it. Pity, because we have so damn much of it. Tanya writes, Murray sounds like an angry old coot to me. The president isn't targeting him. He's laughing at him. And targeting him, Tanya. And what is the deal with wanting to hike gas taxes now in the middle of all of this and the Iraq mess? Gary in California. Neil, let's just raise taxes on everything by 100%. This way we can finish off beating that horse, otherwise known as the U.S., to death. Katie writes, hello, we're already paying through the nose. Good point. Cliff emails, they've got to be kidding, Cavuto. Do they bother to see how expensive filling up is now? They haven't a clue. Gary says, what the hell happened to all the money we've been paying over the years? Is anyone going to account for that? Glenn writes, just one more fact, that these people have no idea what Americans are going through. No clue. And they really don't care, even if they did. Tom says, no need to raise the gas tax. When Iraq blows up, gas will go to $10 a gallon. Andy on Facebook writes, maybe D.C. can figure out how to cut spending so they can quit relying on more money. They're horrible at being responsible with the way they blow money. You're right about that, but don't hold your breath on that one, Andy. Matthew says, we need to be doing whatever is needed to lower gas taxes, not raise them. Vote out of office the people trying to do this. And this happens a lot. In fact, a lot more. We get email based on something I wrote, not for any of my shows, but for our Fox Business website. And this one concerned trust and how we've lost it in Washington and the president and in politicians in general who say one thing and do another. We're tired of it. I liken it to the Wizard of Oz. We finally see the great leader is just a deceiving dude behind a curtain pulling a crank and actually pulling all our cranks. Diana in Reno, Nevada. I just read your post about hiding behind the curtain. I can't agree more. Alex says it's even worse when Harry Reid goes off on the Washington Redskins than going off on saving our skins. You're right, Cavuto. These guys aren't only pulling our cranks, they're old, clueless cranks themselves. Well, I didn't say that, but I'll actually agree with the spirit of that, Alex. And Porter. Oh, no. Porter! Would you feel differently if they were named the Washington Wops, you greasy Italian? Well, you just shot your argument with the greasy Italian comment, you idiot. And by the way, I'm not greasy. Jeremiah via Yahoo. The thing about changing political winds is that politicians keep shifting in them. They can't keep up with themselves. I have no idea what you're talking about, Jeremiah, but I agree wholeheartedly. PL writes, one thing's for certain, fat people will always be made fun of. So, Cavuto, don't be expecting Harry Reid to come to your defense on the Senate floor. Just saying. PL, just agreeing. You're right. Fat chance. Patricia writes, Neil, you are the man. Love the show. EH writes, sorry, I never wrote to compliment you, but now you're like a comfy old shoe. Thanks for giving Charles Payne his own new fresh show. He's great. You are still just a little bit hotter, though, and doesn't it kill Payne? But by the way, what do you mean by just a little bit hotter? I thought this was like a slam dunk. No? Anyway, Hood tweets, you know, Neil, sometimes you sound like a 7-year-old. You know, Hood, sometimes you write like one. Try Nickelodeon. That seems more your speed. Have a great weekend, including you.